This is about the most redneck thing I've ever seen.
Okay, so allow me to give a little insight to this vlog. So basically my friend Ben's father-in-law Alan had purchased some land in Tennessee, and they were driving from Texas with a toy hauler to drop off on the property and basically do some land development while they were there. And so naturally I looked at my maps and I was like, you know, Ben, the best route for y'all to come from Texas to Tennessee is actually coming right through Corinth. And so I kind of just threw it out there that if they wanted to come pick me up and have an extra hand to help them with doing some work on the property and just a chance for all of us to hang out and have a good time, I would be more than glad to join them. And so that's what they did. They met me in Corinth.
What is up? Ben's Homte in Seatown. And you bring me to my biggest foe, Zaxby's.
Here we are.
Unfortunately, they decided they wanted to meet at Zaxby's, and well, it's a little bit of an insider, but let's just say I'm not the biggest fan of Zaxby's. So we got in pretty late at night, but the next morning Alan woke me up and we went and surveyed the property. So Alan had bought this super beat up redneck Jeep, which they ended up naming Sandy. Alan decided to take us down in Sandy to a creek where he's wanting to build a house. And the road getting down to this creek was super janky. I mean, just rocks all over the place. I'm talking like massive rocks all on the trail. You definitely can't get down there without a four-wheel drive. I mean, I guess you could get down, but really the problem was getting back up. Because as we were heading back up in Sandy, well, Sandy ended up losing her rear drive shaft.
Well,
Sandy will live again.
Sandy didn't live very long.
So we ended up just having to leave her right there on trail.
Little stress reliever.
And to make matters worse, it started pouring down rain.
Our hero! Ben, what took y'all so long to get back?
Well, we lost power.
So we've lost Sandy and
one of Big Red.
one of Big Red's.
Water flew over. Next thing you know, it's backfiring and we were done. Hey, it's only day one.
However, it did make for some fun riding the ATVs.
Oh.
After what had been virtually a very unproductive day, I decided to make the call that we desperately needed a win. So we headed into town to go find some grub. The next morning, I was graced with a classic Ben Tomte wake-up tradition. Later that morning, me and Brittany's Uncle Will decided to head into town to go get some supplies and some medicine because I wasn't necessarily feeling at my best. This time of year always gets me with the weather change, and I always have a few days where my body just has to acclimate to it. On our way back, we saw this huge waterfall that was coming down, and it was not there previously, so I guess it had just rained so much that it created this waterfall. Naturally, we had to stop to get some pictures. Once we got back, we loaded up the rest of the crew and headed back into town to go get some breakfast at this little gas station / restaurant, which ended up becoming a mainstay for the next couple of days. It was a very interesting place, to say the least. And while we were there, of course, it started raining again. I mean, like, it was downpouring. Little did we know what kind of effect it was going to have on the property.
This is about the most redneck thing I've ever seen.
What up? Oh my gosh. You going down big hungry like that? What? You going down big hungry like that? Yeah, for sure, why not? Alright, giddy up.
Okay, so I haven't really been vlogging like I wanted to because, well, things haven't been going necessarily according to plan. Past few days, it's been raining like super crazy, flash floods. And on top of that, I've been kind of under the weather, so I just have not felt like vlogging, but feeling a little better today. So we're down at the river and, yeah, we're gonna try and have a little bit of fun. Well, me and Will had a pretty good idea. I guess it's a good idea. Might be a terrible idea, but
it's an idea nonetheless.
We just hooked up the boat back here. We tied it off to this tree. I'm gonna try and use this to paddle across to get to the other side of the river. Right now you can see the river is surging like crazy, so yeah, we're trying to find a way to get across, and this is the best idea we could come up with. In our heads, it sounds like a good idea. What do you think about this idea, Will?
I love adventure. I'm pretty stoked about it. I volunteered you to go first because I figure you're lighter than me and I can pull you in. Maybe easier than you can pull me in.
First try. Let's see if this works.
There's a 50-50 chance I got to pull him out of the river, but hey, I like the odds.
Oh.
Paddle hard, cross river. Mark, set, go. There you go. There you go, 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 go. Woohoo! You want me to save you? You want me to pull you back? All right, I gotta stop this so I can pull him back.
Well, I guess that wasn't a total fail. I mean, it did what it was supposed to do, but I guess that's really all you can say about it. Yeah, no, I'm not hitting that. That looks horrible.
Yeah!
Oh, Sandy.
Sandy is back in action, baby.
Sandy lives again.
Come on, Sandy.
Finally, the weather started to get better and the land started to dry, so we were able to start doing some of the things that we wanted to get done. We were dead set on wanting to float this creek with the raft, so eventually the rapids had died down enough to where it actually seemed safe enough to do. If we were going to have any accomplishment from the week, it was going to be this. And so, we set sail. I quickly realized though that this might not have been the best idea because with it being a cheap little Walmart float, it didn't hold up very well. The bottom of the raft ended up popping, and I'm not really sure how it didn't sink. Anytime we would go over a rock, you would definitely feel it, and I ended up smashing my knee like super hard on a rock. As soon as we found a place where we could get out, I bailed. Someone had to be the smart one of the group, but Ben and Ryan decided to keep going, and I knew this was the last place that we'd be able to get out at before it was almost impossible to get back, but they decided to continue anyways. They ended up going over these really big rapids, and thankfully they survived. Not really sure how they didn't drown. To finish up the night, a lot of Brittany's family and Ben's family all gathered together and we had this nice bonfire, had a big pot of chili cooked. Yeah, we just had a really good time of fellowship and it was a good night. So I'm definitely thankful for how God turned the trip around. It seemed very similar to one of the trips I had this summer with Wilderness Trek. And so God was just showing me again that don't get too focused on expectations and don't get too focused on circumstances. You don't know what He has in store and how He wants to take what can be bad and turn it into something good. But yeah, that's all the footage that I have from the trip. I actually stayed a few more nights. Ben and Brittany left early to go back to Texas because they had a doctor's appointment to figure out the gender of their baby, which I do know the answer to, but I'm not gonna reveal it because I don't know if I'm allowed to, and I'm not gonna get in trouble doing that. But I'm super happy for them, and I'm excited for this journey and season of life that they're getting ready to enter into. The story is just beginning with what God's gonna do with their family. I'm just glad that I get to be a part of it, and it's crazy that through my friendship with Ben, I've kind of been adopted into Brittany's family. They truly have been a blessing to me, and I'm super thankful that I've gotten to know them and become friends with them as well. I'm really thankful that they let me tag along for this trip and even the trips in the past, and hopefully there will be more trips in the future. But yeah, that's it for the vlog. Like always, go leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and as always, we'll see you on the next one.